Todd Muller.
Thank you, Mr Chair. It's with great excitement and privilege that I stand and talk, first time actually in my new role on the Education Select Committee, and talk about the review of the Education and Science year. And after the opposition ramblings, let's talk about children, shall we? And the incredible effort that this government has done in partnership with the ministry and teachers around New Zealand to actually deliver a better outcome for our children in New Zealand. And the other side might get lost in all their lamentations and study around the future of work, but this government will focus on ensuring that our children, when they leave at the end of their education, are fit and ready to be able to take those skills to the world. And that's why I am delighted to be able to talk to this review. And let's look at this results that Carmel Sepuloni is spurning from the other side. In 2008, just seven short years ago, Mr Chair, only 68% of our 18-year-olds had NCEA Level 2 or equivalent. The other side didn't worry. You know, they're not particularly interested in the actual achievement of these young people, but this government, over the last 7 years, have lifted that to 84.4%. We get absolutely no credit. They are constantly looking for fault. These are real children, Mr Chair, who have achieved under this government, and we are still relentlessly unsatisfied with 84.4. We will push on to make it higher, because that is the aspiration, Carmel, of this government. We are interested in children and ensuring that they succeed and have the skills and resilience and attitude to be able to embrace their future. And I can assure you they will have very little interest in the future of work that you spend all your hours lamenting and debating. Let's look at Māori and Pacifica in particular, Mr Chair. In 2008, over half of them weren't achieving NCEA. Now Māori at 69.4%, up 33%. Pacifica 75.2%, up 48%. These are real numbers, real children, and it's making a fantastic difference to the people of New Zealand, and particularly, Mr Chair, the people of the Western Bay that I have the privilege of representing. A number of our schools are in excess of that 84.4% target. The other issue I'd like to cover off, Mr Chair, relating to education and science, which I'm sure will get the accolades that have been coming from the opposition, is the community of learning concept. And what a fantastic concept that is. And as a parent of 3 children who are in the education system at the moment, I am very interested and supportive of that particular program, because I want to know how my child and my children are performing against the national standard of reading, writing and arithmetic. And in particular, I want to understand, Mr Chair, how their performance continues through their lifetime of educational attainment, particularly in the years 1 through to 13. I want to know what's working. I want to know when they're under pressure. And above all, I want to know that that their data of performance is actually being followed year by year, teacher by teacher, school by school. I'm not interested in a cliff face where they go from a primary school to an intermediate and suddenly it's like a new child and we've got to work out who they are. I expect the education system of the Western Bay of Plenty to have my children at the core of their focus, and every single step that they make in their academic attainment and challenge, I want it data-based, I want it evidenced, and I want the teachers to be able to understand how they are succeeding and where their challenges are. And if, as a group of teachers, they can see that my child or a group of our children are under pressure in a particular area, be it science or education, I want to make sure that those teachers then work together, drawing out best practice to ensure that they can apply what's the best in the education system and in particular our area to improve our children. And I know when I look at the face of Stuart Nash over there that he fundamentally agrees with what I'm saying, because it's common sense, it's intuitive, it's evidence-based, and it's got our children at the core and heart of this policy. And that is why when we sat and listened to this in the Education and Select Committee, we were so impressed with the analysis that we were having put in front of us. And the other thing that really impressed me of the community of learning and the teachers that are involved with that is they are seeing data and evidence as their friend.
Mr Chair.
I call the Honourable Louise up.